Francis Warren, the manager of Moses Itauma, did this interview, and I was happy to hear him say that he's not going to rush Moses Itauma. And they shouldn't rush him because the chance to break Mike Tyson's record and become the youngest heavyweight champion in history is gone now. So if that record is gone, then what exactly is the incentive to rush to a title shot? Also, when I was advocating for Itauma to try and break Mike Tyson's record, I was doing so on the condition that he fight for, let's say, a vacant belt, or maybe fight Daniel Dubois, not fight Alexander Usyk. And I said that if he were to win the belt and break Mike Tyson's record, he should then vacate it and continue his development. Because once you become champion, you're obligated to fight the best, as far as I'm concerned. Now, a lot of people didn't like me saying that. They said, why should he get the credit of breaking Mike Tyson's record if he's not going to be a real champion and if he's going to vacate the belt? Well, I'll explain why. Moses Itauma now has had 13 fights. If he had fought, let's say, Daniel Dubois, or if there was a vacant belt earlier on in the year for him to break Mike Tyson's record, the deadline was in May. At the time, he would have had, 11 or 12 fights? Well, look at Mike Tyson here when he challenged Trevor Berbick for the world heavyweight title at the age of 20. Trevor Berbick isn't even in the same universe as Alexander Usyk in terms of quality of fighter. Not in the same universe. Yet and still, Tyson had 27 fights by the time he fought Trevor Berbick. Think about the experience. He'd been the distance. When I say the distance, I'm talking about he'd been 10 rounds twice. 27 fights before he challenged Trevor Berbick, who, let's be real, was one of the weaker heavyweight champions in history. If Mike Tyson, one of the greatest fighters ever, in the heavyweight division at least, has 27 fights, that's how much experience his team got him before they put him in with Berbick. If he's having 27 fights before they'll even put him in with Berbick, why must Itauma, who's only had 13 fights, go in with Usyk? You see what I'm saying? Make it make sense. It don't make sense. Itauma should not be rushed to that fight. Usyk is an awful lot better than Trevor Berbick, and Itauma hasn't had anywhere near 27 bouts. Mike Tyson was lucky during his day that it was a weak division, just being real. You had Trevor Berbick, Bone Crusher Smith, and Tony Tucker as champions. It was a weak era. He was lucky on that front, and he was also lucky because his team was so well connected, and the heavyweight landscape was such that he was able to fight more than once a month, and in some occasions twice a month in his first 2 years as a pro, to build up all that experience and therefore stand him in good stead going in, challenging Trevor Berbick for the heavyweight title in what would have been his 28th bout. So, context, Itauma needs to take his time. The names that people are throwing out there are the likes of Filip Hrgović, Jermaine Franklin. Some people have even said the likes of Zheli Zhang, Martin Bakole, so on and so forth. Now, his manager, Francis Warren, said he doesn't think those guys are going to get Itauma rounds. So he didn't really specify who he plans to put Itauma in with next, but he did say he's not going to rush him, which, again, to me is a good thing. No need to. The Mike Tyson record's not there anymore, so take your time, build him at a sensible rate, and the Warrens have always been good at that. Frank Warren, I have to imagine, has some input, but Francis, the son, has been involved in boxing for a very long time as well. Interestingly, the main opponent that people are putting forward for Itauma next, at the back end of this year, is Filip Hrgović, but Hrgović suffered a cut against David Adeleye, so that probably rules him out. The name I was looking for Itauma to face before the end of the year was Jermaine Franklin, but apparently he's ruled out now as well because he's going to be on the undercard of Canelo Crawford, believe it or not, against Ivan Ditchko. Ivan Ditchko was a pretty successful amateur. He fought Anthony Joshua and many other people in the unpaid ranks. His professional career has been progressing very, very slowly. I'm not quite sure why. I think he's still unbeaten. But yeah, he's fighting Jermaine Franklin on the Canelo Crawford undercard, so that surely rules him out. So who is there for Itauma? Maybe Martin Bakole before the end of the year, but is that too soon for him? If Bakole turns up in shape, fully motivated, will he get done in the way Jared Anderson got done in? I think he's better than Anderson, but Martin Bakole, again, when he's on it, is a different kettle of fish to, let's say, Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte was totally washed. Let's be real. So, yeah, that's my take on the situation with Moses Itauma.
Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form
who adhere to the norm and blindly conform, who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop and download all my podcasts in high quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android, because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.